beer?
I'm all right. It's like 10 a.m.
Welcome to the river.
Thank you. It's more of a creek, you know, or a crick.
The wider it is, the less crick it gets. So like something this wide is a crick, and then you get a crick, then a creek.
It's like a nuclear power plant is this big, but a nuclear power plant is that big.
How old were you when you first knew you were good at baseball?
I was probably 6 years old. My dad was the coach of our Little League, and a friend of mine said, you would be starting whether your dad was the coach or not.
Did you realize you were a great pitcher when you were 6?
Yeah. I mean, I knew I was pretty good because nobody really ever hit off of me, and I won a lot.
Okay, so you're an awesome pitcher. You're great at pitching, and you...
Thank you.
So you move up to the ranks of high school pitcher.
I was a strikeout pitcher. My curveball was the best pitch. I was the kind of pitcher where the curveball could stop 2 feet in front of the plate and people would still swing at it. Like it fell off of a table, if I may say that. Is that too braggy?
No, it's awesome. The more we build yourself up, the more awesome the failure part of the story is going to be.
I would have been a good middle reliever in the pros. That's what I would have been.
So sailing through the playoffs, you get to the state finals.
I get to the state finals. At this time, I knew that I hurt my shoulder during the year. After I would pitch, my arm would shake. So I knew that going into the championship game that I was probably not 100%.
Inning 1. You face your first batter.
He was really good. His average was .555. He had a hard grounder to the first base, which he bobbled, and then he gets on first base. It's all downhill from there. I give up 13 runs over 5 innings.
At what point during the game are you like, I fucked up?
Great question. It was in the second or third inning. Line drive into left field. Left fielder throws it home. I'm backing up home plate. I slip on the wet grass, and I like fall on my back. But I just remember being behind home plate, going on my back, just going, yeah, this is what it feels like to lose a state championship game. It is every emotion. It is you feel angry, and then you feel sorry for yourself. It is just, I'm not going to be able to out-compete these people. Like, these people with their bats are going to continue to humble me throughout this game. I was huffing ether. Do you know ether? I huffed ether. This was in college, and my college career just ended because of my shoulder, and I never came back. And so like I felt like a failure, and the team in my high school was at this party and was apologizing for the errors, and I was like, no, it's my fault. And I picked up a keg and threw it. The guy's dad was like, Novak, have some class. And I was like, that's the greatest thing you could say to somebody, because you can't say anything back to that. It's like, no, that is, you're right, that was classless.
There's probably not one thing you did, but was there ever a moment that you remember being at peace?
Yeah, well, comedy. I mean, comedy really, after I couldn't play baseball in college, I thought I was going to go play in the pros. I'm very driven by competition, and the competition in sports is the same as competition in acting, which is what I do now. I have those moments every single day that I had on the basketball court, or playing track and field, or football, or baseball. And that's why I like being in LA too, is you get to go against the competition like we did in the state championship game. We get to go against the best. And I would put my comedy up against anyone's, and I like that feeling of competition. You know, when I play sports now, it's fun. There's I make it as competitive as I do, and I realized back then I did as well. I mean, if I went into those games with I'm not afraid to fail, it probably would have been a little bit more relaxing and enjoyable, which is kind of the way I approach my life now.
All right, let me walk you out of the river. Thanks for sharing your story of
failure.
failure.
Thank you, JD. I wish minnows were good eating, because it seems like there's a plethora of minnows.
Maybe they taste like sardines.
Yeah.
Maybe they are good eating.
That's what I want to know.